Hello everyone, it's Dr. Tom Chaney here, back with another video. In this video, I want to answer the question, why did your gluten-free diet fail you? Now, I sit down with many patients and I go through their health and nutrition history and I ask them what kind of diets have they tried, what kind of nutrition changes have they tried, and gluten-free is a common one that people have tried, and sometimes they say that, well, you know, gluten-free, I didn't notice any changes and nothing improved, so I just went back to eating gluten. So today's video, I want to discuss why your gluten-free diet may have failed, or maybe it was working and you just didn't notice the changes, or maybe you were sabotaging the changes due to some unknown influences. So let's talk about that. There's going to be two major things that I see that are issues when it comes to a gluten-free diet. So the first thing is gluten cross-reactivity. And so what does that mean? That means that there are certain foods that can actually mimic gluten in the body and actually create the same type of reaction. And so I'm just going to pop out here and we're going to go over to the laboratory that I use. So this is Cyrex Labs. And this is a test I routinely run on patients, and this looks for cross-reactivity food sensitivities, and specifically it's looking for foods that commonly can mimic gluten. These are foods that you would typically gravitate to if you're going on a gluten-free diet. A lot of these are gluten-free grains like buckwheat, sorghum, millet, hemp, amaranth, quinoa, teff, soy. You even have egg, corn, rice, potato, very very abundant in gluten-free diets and a lot of the gluten-free foods that you're going to find on the shelf out there. But then also you've got a lot of dairy as well. So dairy is cross-reactive as well. So this is a great test to figure out and determine if you have any cross-reactivity. So what would that look like? Well, if you start cutting gluten out, you're going to start looking at gluten-free foods, and most of the gluten-free foods out there, they're going to substitute these gluten-free grains for them, and your body may have the same type of reaction. So this is a great panel to run to really determine if that's an issue or not. And once again, this is going to cause issues with your gut, could have issues with creating inflammation, autoimmune issues. So these are all the things that we want to eliminate. So this will help take some of the guesswork out. All right, so that's cross-reactivity. The other mistake that I see many patients make when they're going and gravitating towards a gluten-free diet is they start consuming gluten-free foods, and anything that says gluten-free on it they think is a good choice, when in reality a lot of these gluten-free foods have a very high glycemic load, and you're putting a lot of stress on your cells. You're still creating insulin resistance. You're still creating an inflammatory reaction in the body. So that's the other thing. You're going to these high carb foods. You think that just because it's gluten free, it's healthy, and most of the times that's not the case. So you have to look at your carb intake, look at what's in the product, and then consider if you're having cross-reactivity or not. And the way to figure that out is to get the testing done. So I hope you guys got some great information from this video. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And then if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. I appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.